Hello, internet friends. My name is Bay. The forehead is still here with a less tropical shirt today. Just relaxing after the first huge day of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, the MSQ adventure in its entirety, one step at a time. We will jump right back into it with quest number 21, a leaking Workpot. Erinville is concerned about dangers on the road. A Moblin settlement of Earthenshire. A name that I can actually pronounce. That's a good start. I was half expecting the Moblin settlement of Hugenwanskinspagenlabab. You know, it's just Earthenshire. You're like, oh. It's not far from here, but be warned. The road we'll be taking is a favorite hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there'll be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Zoralja and the Landsguard been doing? It seems it's up to me to restore order to the area. All right, we'll come out. Let's go. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. Let's go, friends. Let's go beat up some bandits. I did that. There was a fate that spawned with a huge bandit blob right on the road that I did yesterday. It's just a blob of bandits. And they'd always, a lot of them would run away when they got low on health. So that makes sense. We're just on normal ground mount speed. We're just going along. That is a really cool backdrop, though. It'll make for great screenshots when you can fly up in the air and get a good wide. Right now, you got all the stuff in the way. Uh-oh. Be there some bandits afoot? Oh, I see. This is the river which feeds the waterfalls above Okahanu. The bandit's lair is said to be somewhere near here, but I prefer we avoid seeking out trouble. Let's just beat them up! I felt eyes on us several times as we made our way here, though they soon seemed to lose interest. Hey! Hey! Again and again, I am struck by the majesty of the falls. It is difficult to comprehend the sheer volume of water this natural wonder produces. Well, it's gotta be, for water to be up that high, like some ground aquifer bubbling up water, because there's no mountain it's melting from. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little further ahead on the opposite bank of the, oh, here we go, the Miyakabek Zoma. The Miyakabek Zoma. Let's remain vigilant all the same. That didn't last long. Immediately got another crazy word. Oh, we got an aether current in the over here. Weird bird monster thing. What the heck is that? A swamp monk. It's like a birdfish. All right. Oh, you found the back entrance to the Shadow Keep in the Elden Ring DLC? Mm-hmm. I mean, I did show that off in my playthrough. You may have not been here for it, though. But I was watching in the past on the YouTube archive for this. The Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, just came out a week before this did. And I don't know, I put like 40 something hours into it in 6 days. Or 5 days. How many days has it been? I don't even know. And still only got maybe half the game done. There's just so much. I don't even, the series is still coming out right now as I'm recording this, and then these will start coming out as well, sort of intermixed with the Elden Ring ones. So it's just so much Elden Ring to do, and then there's so much MSQ to do. It's a busy time. Not another claimant in sight. Does that mean that we're ahead or behind? Even as Hano culture is distinct from the Vanu, Moblin society has developed quite differently to that of their goblin cousins. Oh, these houses are nice. Kind of like these little adobe circular blob houses. They're cute. Goodness me. It's like an entire village is made of pottery. Yeah. So this is Earthenshire. Oh, the Workpot is a building, I guess. Not an actual pot you hold and cook out of. This is it, the village where the Lay of Pots from the Duel saga took place. Earthenshire, Idleshire might have similarity to, might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. The Shire appears custom built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Yeah, the Idleshire is a abandoned Elizin settlement, was it? That the goblins sort of moved in on over the years and repurposed and repopulated. Whereas this is like, yeah, this is like a giant pottery town. Piff pong. Yep, they still do that. Welcome to Earthenshire. Sorry. Welcome to Earthenshire. I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue. That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant's Elector, if you happen to know who that is. Now, you are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Red Rock is the Elector you seek. It's probably Reederock. Something like that. That's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Reederock would like to do just that, we have much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. They're like all houses? What the heck's a brain case? Like... Many Helphands from the Potsword were injured. This is no time for feats or metal tests. Sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd be caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. Yeah, sure, yeah. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tural. The way you read the Moblins as Darth Vader sounds, I don't know if they have heavy breathing like that. They just have like a weird big nose. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best they can offer, I should have never left Wakumeki Meki. Oh no. You see, the Potsworn desert us without enough healthy Helphands. We are failing to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon. Let us stand in for the injured helpers. It'll give us a chance to learn more about your people and your village, and if it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I could use a nap. I mean, it's an easy thing to type in, but my character kind of, dude, the last few days, pushing like 14 to 16 hour days. Oh man, I could go back. I could take a nap. I could use an extra little wink. Even though I still have so many more videos to upload. Oh, man. Upload and graphic design for and do all the typey and do all the stuff. Blah. I mean, of course I'll help. Sure. I can't imagine you'd be able to skip this. That'd be weird. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. But what do we make? They're not gonna make us actually swap to doing crafting job stuff. It's gonna be all based on just gathering materials, I guess. You'll all help. I thought any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every Helphand we get. Rudderrock truth swears? And once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist Helphand Rock. Okay. Who's Rock? You other four, follow Red Rock. There are other Helphands in need of hand lending. So they still do a lot of weird forced conjunction words, just like goblins do. Really appreciate you pitching in. Me what I said at the many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength, no more playing to be an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. That's fair. You haven't rode a giant spaceship to the end of all space and time yet, so I mean... Yet. Now let's find this Rock fellow and see what we can do for him. Let us do just that. Shall we? Just to get the exclamation point off the map, because there ain't no way I'm using those unless I have to. Oh, I should get the Aetheryte too, duh. Wow. I think I found our Helphand. First we'll solve this problem for the moblins, then we'll see about completing their feat. Rock can't meet his obligations without more Helphands. The pot pact is broken and the pots are emptying. Huh. You've come to aid Rock. Rock accepts your hand lending with joyous feel smiles. Feel smiles? Yeah. If you can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, you might save the day yet. Whatever you need. A leaky workpot. There it is. Ooh. Quest number 22. Lending a Helphand. Rock needs help learning about the Potsworn Kahe? Probably. Okay. What Rock needs is for new Helphands to create good living for Potsworn Kahe. The Helphand assigned to Kahe was hurt during the rock rain, so Rock took over. But he knows nothing of Kahe. What does Kahe want? What does Kahe need? Helphands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guess think. That seems kind of problematic in the long run, but sure. Please guess think with Rock. Find out what Kahe is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. Pshong! Kahe is only one of many Potsworn in need of caretaking. We work through the night with no sleep and no rest, but there are too few of us to go around. Hence the a little problematic there, I would say. A little bit. This is where Kahe works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. They're a Mikote. I forgot what their actual name here is. This must be Kahe. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but there's not the way to do things around. That's not the way they do things around here, apparently. I'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guess think. You are just openly talking in the room that he's sitting right by the table at. Like, I guess it's so weird. All right, we're inspecting the workshop. Let us inspect the workshop, shall we? So, worn goldsmithing tools. Tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. Crafting materials. He has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. Yo! Oh, he touched his meal. The dish is meant to be eaten hot or loses its savor. Cold egg is never great. Oh, Kahe himself. Must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace. There's no airflow to speak of. How can anyone work in that stifling heat? Alright, so new tool and ventilation. So it's not so hot, so eating hot food. I mean, there's a big window right here, but that's not how airflow works. If there's not another one on the other side. Alright, I've taken a good look. I think I have an idea of what things Kahe might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rock. Indeed. Let's do this, just that. Enclosed space that's like a furnace. Is there another? I guess there's, oh, maybe there's other windows. Other windows, I guess, but, not enough, I suppose. It's like a big fan. Let's share what we observe with Rock. This is quite the tiny little quest, isn't it? Just more learning about the area. I feel like the first like 40 quests in this whole MSQ are going to be about just learning about the world. And there's going to be that turn probably after the trial boss where it's just going to be like, oh! You made your observations? What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kahe hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rock is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahe's taste. I could help you with that. My brother Kawana is also the Hetsaro. That's their word from Makote. While everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share, like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahe probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. Simple solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. So we're talking like salads, some soups. Rock never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all. I think that was the only I don't think that was the only reason Kahe couldn't concentrate. The Hetsaro homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahe seems to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up the search for the Golden City. So we salvage one from the wrecks. That was one from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us? Yeah, I'll go walk around a shipwreck. Sure. Oh, one more thing. What I could tell, Kai's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Makaraka Supriaka was stocking materials, a serious oversight, which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a Helphand's responsibility. We all have our work to do. We can meet back here when all our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags, through the tunnel to the southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. Strong. Yep, sure. Conveniently, 3 things needed to be done for the 3 characters involved. Yeah, like, see, like a forge should be open like this, not closed off like the other room. Usually forges only have the wall of the forge and 2 on the left and right, and the whole front of the forge is usually open. So all the hot air can just leave. No, it's not the only way they could be, you know, created. I mean, usually modern day forges have very complex ventilation systems in the large warehouse workshops they're built in. Just look at, like, you know, what Adam Savage has done before, or the goodness, what was that show back in the day we used to watch where that was a Man at Arms made all those video game weapons and stuff? There's a new version like Man at Arms Reforged or something, but that's doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi as the original. But yeah, their workshop is huge, open, giant doors they can just fly open for, yeah. Otherwise, it's just too damn hot. You're Bay, aren't you? What brings you out here? Hello, Koana. Hello, Thancred. The issue with caring for the Potsworn. When they approached me with the same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. Oh, so you're exporting their... I mean, I get it, but like... However, the Bobbles did not care for that idea. Surely, it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Just individuals working and doing their own thing? Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the Feat of Pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of Helphands and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We're on our way back from procuring herbs for Urianger, in fact. Settlements in Kozumayuka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded if we had not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant? One of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. I understand, like, the plot and the point here, but the trade routes to the capital are walk 100 feet south. Because obviously the zones can't be realistically gigantic from like a play game space perspective, because they're not far. We just we left the gate, went south, walked for 25 seconds. It's not far. Don't need to build like super high quality Charlian roads. My apologies, I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care. Yes, Thancred. See you later, bud. See you later. You spot the tunnel opening. Head through the passage to the shoals of no return and recover the drafty shards. Whoosh. How did I spot that? How? What? Do I have special eyes? I guess it's way over here, but that's so hard to see. Do you see it? I didn't see it at first. Do you see it? I mean, it's 8 o'clock at night now, but like, how did I see that? What the heck? Oh yeah, Maya Quebec Zoma. Maya Quebec Zoma. Little aether current for me. Also gonna blast this Marlboro with some glares because it looks awesome. Absolutely dusted glare 4. What's the potency on glare 4 again? 640 and 40% AoE. Damn. 640 compared to the 310. So a little over double. A little over double. Good God. Fiery orange crystals. This crystalline shard is faintly warm to the touch. It does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. Obviously, the green one over there is the one to get, most likely. I'm just looking at... Give me the lore. This crystalline shard feels damp to your hand. Oh, in your hand. It does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. Why wouldn't we just take them? Like, let's just get some extra weird crystals. Here's the green one. This crystalline shard emanates a soothing whisper of wind. It seems you found the crystal rock sent you to salvage. Whee! Very good. We shall port back to save a little bit of time on the traversal mailmen quests. Oh, there's a triple triad I just see popped up. Look at that. It's the gong. Is that the cool breeze rock feels? The brisk breeze emanating from this wind crystal can be used to fill sails or cool stuffy workshops. Very good. Hello, Wooklamat. Welcome back. Yes, thank you for seek finding a drafty shard. Rock will add it to the new set of tools he brought. Neka bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetsaro. And it's on its way, even as we speak. Wonder what it's going to be. Let's go in and see what Kahe thinks of our efforts. We're not supposed to disturb these people. We're going to walk in, change out all their tools in front of them, bring them new food, and put up a crystal wind fan. And they're not going to interact with us at all. Oh, okay. They're going to interact with us. Very good. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal. Oh, he just ate the whole thing. You don't even see what he brought. Ate the whole damn plate. A welcome source of cool air. I remember why I signed a pot pact. I'm grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a potsworn. Okay. Yep. Tink, 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 tink. Sprang. Oh. It's a dish. A golden dish. An oil lamp. Oh, old school style oil lamps. Okay. To brighten the halls of Valak Shusha. Craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation of quality, I trust. Old style oil lamp, yeah. Bifcon! Such luster, such brilliance, truly a gift fit for the Dawn Servant. Glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope you continue crafting. I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. That's wholesome. Oh, Kohana. Forgive my interruption. Lamity. I'm told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with the feat. It's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a pot swarm. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kozamayuka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wonder why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlene Goldsmith could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliolao, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it here. I was raised among the Hetsaro, more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tural's various peoples was eye-opening. You've lived as a traditional Hetsaro? I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Oh, thunderstorm rolling in. Don't knock out my power and or internet. I got MSQ and recording to do. Florida thunderstorms. Big sweat. Well, that I could forget that time. Tried a serving dish we prepared for Kahe. It was good. Yeah, a second helping. Oh, damn. Biff Pecan. Rock is very grateful to you. Thank you both for your hard work and clever guest think. When it comes to help handing, knowing the Potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Strange that that quest had a little vignette letterbox. Usually when quests have the letterbox image, it usually means it's like a cutscene quest with voice acting. This one didn't. Unless I hit complete, I'm gonna get a cutscene, which could happen, but that was lending a Helphand. Nope. Okay. Rock will see that the Potsworn Kahe's illustrious oil lamp is delivered to the palace at once. It's something. That's something. I mean, it did have a little cutscene in it, but it really didn't have much. So, move on to quest 23, the Feat of Pots. Koana has details to share concerning the forthcoming Feat of Pots. The Elector bids the claimants assemble at a large building in the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Urianger. I also ran into the Levier twins on the way. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. Okay. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Red Rock waiting. I forgot how to say their name. Red Rock. Big door. Basically slaps you right in the face when you try to leave. Just right in the face. Thought everyone would be here by now. Yeah, the town is not very large. You just 4 seconds. Red Rock thanks you for assisting. Helphand Rock Jewel announced the feat once other claimants arrive. So be patient a little while longer. Okay. Happy to report we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Ah. Welcome to Earthshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and new Potsworn they will bring. All hail mighty Zeralja. He cleared many piles of rockfall as they were pebblestones, the resilient son of the Dawn Servant. Zeralja was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Oh, God. Well, well, we meet again. Now we're all here. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Probably. Claimants, your attention, please. As Red Rock has explained, many of our Potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those Ursings brings in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earth and Shire will suffer. Tuliolal merchants will suffer. So Red Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. We're headhunter employers? So to recruit a new Potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness to the throne? You are free to refuse Red Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zeralja's disqualification. Owned. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Red Rock declares the feat of pots begun, but remember, a pot pack must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we shall do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come. Let us lay our plans. That we talked about in the open in front of other people. Because we're just obviously a bad guy. A nasty brute is up to something. Aye. May suit to delay us again, as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wuklamot? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. Wouldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kawana probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. It's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Waku Meki Meki. Seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolal it is. We're gonna talk to Forgentane. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. Oh no, none of us knew. How could we have not? Look, Lamont, this is hardly news. It was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? That's pretty funny. That's good. I'm positive, mostly. Yep. Aw. Poor big cat lady. Doesn't like the boats. I don't know why we can't aetherite. I guess not everyone can aetherite. I can just aetherite to the end of existence right now if I wanted to. I can be like, there we go. I'm on some fallen meteor crashed planet from just go like, or I can go back in time. What obstacle will Bakul Jaja throw at us next, or will he try something more direct? Did we mention the Potsworn in our care required a constant stream of encouragement in order to craft? Really? The four of us must have chanted the same cheer dozens if not hundreds of times. Aaronville was scolded more than once for not cheering loudly enough. Oh, weird. Look, Lamont suffered such terrible bouts of seasickness. I wish I had a spell or a potion that could ease her nausea. I've procured many unusual items from clients, but meeting the personalized needs of a Potsworn is not an experience I'd care to repeat. I need a moment. Upriver or downriver? You come Kutumu. Too rough for me. Nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but it's still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. All right, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Ropley can help us recruit a Potsworn. I mean, we're totally gonna talk to Forgentane, right? Forgentane. I can't imagine that wouldn't be the reason why we even know them, or they're even a part of the story in the first place. Unless it would recruit them to go out there. But he also wanted to work here, and he got a job here. Maybe it'd be a new character. Maybe it wouldn't be them. Just uproot them from what they already just started here to immediately go somewhere else. I don't know. Damn, everyone's here. Waku Meki Meki is a gathering spot for skilled artisans of all kinds. If we're to find a Potsworn candidate, think of no better place to begin our search. This is Waku Meki Meki that Wooklamont was talking about. I yet to make it this far in my wanderings. True enough. Aaronfell brought us here on our first tour of the city, but time did not permit a close look. I should like to observe these masters at work. Surely at least one person will answer Wooklamot's call for a Potsworn. Someone just fell over. The Master Ropley can help us. Phew, the fresh harbor air is just what I needed. The same air on the boat. How is it any different? I guess it's like more, I guess different scents in the air if you're in the harbor versus on the river, but I don't know, just weird. You smell wood and cooking in the distance, I suppose. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Waku Meki Meki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ropley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. Oh. So what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. That's true. That is true. We're just like headhunting right now. So if we go somewhere that are already established people and you're just like, you want to go work somewhere else? Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? Well, there is, yeah. That Eorzean goldsmith, what about him? Or what of the Ellison man who just started working here? Yeah. Be more specific, I guess. You mean Forgentine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving up a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job, so it is too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact. It's been like a couple days. No harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Forgentine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Jabaliete. Maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. Two of us can handle this. Take a rest at your cabins if you like. Yeah. That seems fair. That seems fair. Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. Let's do it. We're probably not gonna teleport there, I assume. If we are? We are not. It's not much of a port, but I thought there was one at the cafe. So it's, oh, I guess it is. Never mind. Whoa! Oh, it's all roofed. Duh. Not RP walking over here. I'll jump off the roof if I want to. I'm still not sure about this. Oh, hey, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. Just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? Sure. Kind of outside enough as it is already, are we not? That's fine though. We can walk by the rocks and the beach. It's nice out here. It's an amazing view. Last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. Want to change it all up again? For our quest, do you want to just like move on and go somewhere totally different? So what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a Potsworn. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblins, isn't it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the right of succession. You need to bring a new Potsworn to Earthenshire. Uh-huh. So that's the way of it. We barely met. After pushing you to work at Waku Meki Meki, I'm now demanding you throw that away to sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, third promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I'm now an official subject of Tuligolo. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement. and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired, I never wish to suffer such a loss again. As so, as much as I am indebted to you for turning my life around, it is a fellow peace-loving Tuelolan that I want you to win the throne. Ah. I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, and I shall gladly do so. That was easy. Fontaine, thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. I like how my button's just kind of along for the ride. I'm just freaking here. I'm just here. I'm just hanging out, man. I'm just having fun. The story hasn't really engaged with me very much. Hello, Baruch Ivu. Perhaps you remember me? Baruch Ivu, owner of the Jabaliate. Yes, you're Taco Cat. I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Woklamont's ally from across the salt, right? As I say that, now I'm getting directly addressed, which is interesting. And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossip's to be believed. Yeah, you know, rode a dragon to the end of time and space to save all of existence from the Singer of the End. You know, no big deal. Just, you know. As so happens, I could use some heroic help. Doesn't need to be right now. Would you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. I like his ab wraps. Oh, you can now access 2 role quests. Speak with Baruch Ivu at Jabaliate to pursue new adventures as you progress through the Rite of Succession. Now, it was suggested. It was suggested on a live letter that your first time through weaving the role quests is helpful, because if you do them all after you're done, which obviously you're not going to be able to do them all, you could, I guess, stop and do all of them right now. So I think we'll have to keep that in mind to weave in at least the healer role quest, as that's what I'm going to be playing as I level up, in as we go. It's going to hit different level breakpoints, so we'll bounce to the role quest and then bounce back to the MSQ. Because it probably goes like 90, 92 or 93, then 95, then 97, then 99, 100. There's probably only 5 or 6 actual quests, but normally they're actually pretty girthy. But they interconnect. And if you do them all after the MSQ, you're basically going back in time, which is fine for going back and just getting the story. I still have old role quests from the last expansion I still haven't finished yet. So that'll be all back during the end times and whatever. But I think for the full complete story of Dawntrail, I think it might be good to weave that in. I think weaving that together would be fine. Put a note to myself here. Role quests available. Because I could get that sorted. And it became available during quest 23 of all places. Yeah, so I should remind myself that. Maybe as we get to like an MSQ point that feels like, okay, there's a little bit of a break, I go to the role quest, sort of weave that together. At least for the first one. Feels ungrateful to leave so soon after Master Ropley granted me employment. But I'm sure he'll understand. I do this for the future of Tuelolan. Indeed. Indeed. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Fontaine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? While it's a shame to lose a capable goldsmith, To have one of my own handpicked to serve the third promise is a great honor for Waku Meki Meki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. It could even be yourself, if you're so inclined. But it'll be me eventually when I'm doing stuff for the... Oh, I nodded. Okay. So I'll definitely do these. I did all the Studium last expansion, for example. So it's a great way to level some of your crafters and gatherers, because you only get... Because they're usually in bunches. Like there's like 3 to 4, 2 to 3 in each like bracket, and you can only use one of them to level one usually. So you still have to level the other ones normally or with leaves, but though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Duel. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Waku Meki Meki. Okay. I expect you want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. How long does a pot pack last? It's a contract, like we talking like a year, 5 years until you die? Like what's the... We haven't really spoken about that yet. What became of Fontaine? Were you able to find him? We did, and he agreed to become a potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. Okay. I have plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fontaine's putting his faith in me. I won't let him down. The Feat of Pots, which I guess technically isn't... It's not over yet. We have to go back and get our keystone, but... Alright, it's a fun little quest. Oh, that unlocks... Wow, this quest unlocks both the role quests and Wachu Meki Meki. You can speak to Ropley and pursue new endeavors as you progress through the rite of succession. So, deliveries. So, how many... You have to be just a land or hand to start. And I wonder how many stalls... Probably all of them. All of these become different people we talk to. Because there'll be one for gathering and then like 4 or 5 for all the crafters. Because you'll have like armorer, blacksmith, goldsmith are all the same. Then you have like leather worker and weaver are the same. And carpenter are the same. And then you have like alchemist, culinarian are the same. And you've got gatherers. Yeah. That also unlocks. That's pretty wild. Interesting that it actually takes almost like 10 hours of questing before those two systems open up naturally as part of the MSQ. I don't remember how those worked in Endwalker. I don't really feel like... I know the role quest one was tied in because we met like the war council. I don't think the Studium stuff ever like directly said now the Studium is open for you. But that was also 2 years ago, so I don't remember entirely. But I'm not going to worry about... That's purely side stuff with just crafting and gathering. That's for later. That's for post MSQ. Alrighty then, we move on to quest number 24, A Father First. Booklamont needs to pay a visit to the palace. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. But you can pass the time however you like. I suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest, and we still have a big journey ahead of us. I think I said it before, though. See, like, right now... Honestly, right now, this feels like a... If she's going to the palace, we can do it. It even tells you can pass time however you like. I almost feel like this is a nod to start the role quest. I don't know, man. I want to weave it in because if it's part of, like, if it makes sense to weave it together. I almost really want to take the time to weave it together, but this is also like the MSQ playthrough, so maybe I just do the role quest as their own thing. Because they all take about, I would say 5 or 6 hours to do them all. To do it all together. Maybe we just keep... Oh, you have to go to your cabin. Okay, we have to go to our cabin anyway. So that is, yeah. Curious. I didn't know it was gonna just plop that on and be like, here you go. I think we'll just keep doing MSQ then. Maybe we'll just keep doing MSQ. Maybe I can take a break from MSQ at like the halfway point and work on some role quest stuff. And then move back to MSQ, like doing like, so there's not just one role quest woven in. Because if there's only like 5 or 6 of them, if you do them each in each level bracket, you're gonna get railroaded. Welcome back, sir. You've had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously awaiting your return. They of the Third Promises entourage have been all over the city looking for you. The Dawn Servant summons you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sun Perch at your earliest convenience. Oh, one more thing. You are not to mention this visit to Wooklamont. Oh. Well, I guess I'm not spending any time in my cabin. I'm going right back to the palace myself. Okie dokie. So much for anything I just said. We're getting a special one-on-one. Wonder which head wants to talk to me, or both? Is it resolve or reason? I don't know. Bam, bam. Boom, 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 boom. There's 2 other MSQ chunks happening here. Oh, solo duty? Does he want to duel me? I warn you ahead of time. 1v1 dueling a caster. I mean, 80% of my spells are one spell. So I try to make it a little bit exciting to watch, but this is obviously this means solo duty. So the Dawn Servant awaits you within. While I was not informed for the reason of your audience in terms of attire, I would suggest full battle regalia. Yep. Duty calls. Commence battle for a father first. Well, if he wants full battle regalia, we're set up for that. Battle regalia engaged. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Because we know there's a duel with us from the trailer, even though they kind of faked us out thinking that it was actually... We met Astinian also was dueling the Dawn Servant, but we'll see. Full battle regalia engaged.
Forgive me this sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity.
Yep. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. Big man.
And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne.
Oh, okay.
And I've been craving a proper challenge. The lance wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided.
Well, Estinian is easily the most powerful scion next to our character. Probably third place is Thancred, and like Ishtola are probably tied. But Estinian is definitely second place, I would say.
Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
I'm a spam glare. We'll find it. We'll find out, I guess. Why don't we find out? So long as neither of us gets too carried away, or I'm not interested in fighting you. Well, I guess we're playing that route. But let's get cheeky with it. Why don't we find out? Yeah.
A spirited answer. Why not indeed?
Got the Vegeta smirk going on.
The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies. Come! Ready your arms and show me the truth of the tales.
This boy about to get glared out of his mind. You know what? Might as well. Little snack before the battle. All right, Gulool, Jaja, have at thee.
Give it your all! I want to fight to remember!
Just an AoE, yeah.
Let's test the waters.
Probably half rooms. Yeah.
They didn't even blink.
Yep.
Have you ever fought a viper?
Not yet. I'll eventually level it
Let's
myself.
see how you handle this.
Oh, interesting. Is that the reverse? Nope. Okay. I don't get how you're supposed to tell what that's doing until you get hit by it, I guess. So
The
it's
spearman did not lie. Very well then.
Battle Breaker. Ow.
Resolve and reason kindle.
Whoa.
All right.
Just Big Bang attacking me? Oh, that still got me.
Ha! Did you think you had my measure? Take this!
Oh.
Still holding up?
Is it a pull? Oh, he's pushing me. Oh, cool.
We're far from finished.
Oh man. Line nukes? Yeah. Line nukes with half rooms?
No more holding back. Stay alert.
We saw the power of the echo. Oh, brilliant conviction. It's not the echo now. So you just stand on the sword? Is that what you...
Yeah! You really are formidable.
It's the problem with dueling a healer is that if you don't have any self-healing, I eventually wear you down. I'm full health, basically. Alright, they're gonna cut off half the room. Or no? Different? Oh. Okay.
Now we'll see what you're truly made of.
Oh, there's the order, I guess. Ready, clash! I don't do the whole like get as close to the end nonsense. I keep that bar full.
That will do. You've shown me more than enough.
Okay. That was pretty cool. I didn't understand the Viper swing thing at all. Like, hard to tell like where the safe spots were until he cast it the first time. That's okay.
I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it.
Healer though.
Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble.
Really? Still asleep? Thought it would wake up during the fight. That's where like the Kamehameha or the Big Bang attack came from. You know? Guess not.
Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with.
He has such like a cheerful dad voice. Yeah. See? That's good. What a cool character.
Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here.
Okay.
I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter.
All right.
In some respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your healing touch could sustain La Magie even as she contends with the most fearsome of foes.
Interesting. I'm assuming that line is different depending on if you're also a tank or a DPS or a caster. Maybe he has 4 different lines. Could just have 2. Or a minimum 3, but maybe it has 4 different ones based on the 4 archetypes. Curious. I'll have to ask the people what they get with that line there. I'm not gonna tell the DPS that you have a healing touch, right?
Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliola, but a concerned father.
Okay.
Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of La Magie? Whether it be as third promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind.
Like a dating sim. What's going on here? Does this have lasting? Oh, you only have 2 options. Curious. She is young but has potential. She is not ready to rule. I suppose those are both the exact same answer, just in different forms. Because has potential means that she's not there yet, whereas just saying she is not ready to rule is a little bit blunt. I have no idea how old she is in comparison. Is she in like her early 20s, mid 20s? Like, I don't know how old Hroth girls, like what's their maturity age and how old they even get. Big cats, after all. I mean, so I guess in that regard, I talked to myself about how she's young. So young but has potential. Not ready to rule is a little rough. Kind of was hoping for more answers there. It's a little bit just yes or no, kind of.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet.
Oh, so he kind of says what I was gonna. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
La Magie thinks she understands her many peoples, their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital.
Well, yeah, she had a Jasmine upbringing, essentially.
And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all 4 claimants are lacking.
Well, one of them is just a psychopath.
This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one.
Right.
And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne.
A wise move for a king, despite the age.
As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow.
Well, I might have to grow one or two of them in a way of beating the piss out of them at some point. Kind of knock their heads to beat it into them, I guess. We'll see.
I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and being loved in turn.
Don't quote Moulin Rouge to me, okay? I freaking love Moulin Rouge.
Guide la magie as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I knew it.
Hey. Hey.
There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you.
From who? From where? What?
You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
Aw, maybe.
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion.
Yep.
Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galof's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
Yeah. Well, that was cool. It's a fun little duel with the king, as it were. If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after their bouts. Zoralja, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I'm curious, though. Did Papa want anything else of you? I have no reason to... I'm not supposed to say anything, but like, honest bun? But a small favor? It's pretty openly non-whatever. Well, if that's all it was. I mean, yeah, pretty much. He wants me to play the hero. One moment while I redress. No longer battle time. That was neat, though. That was cute. All right, very good. We'll move on to quest number 25. I was double checking. The Shape of Peace. Woklamat thinks it's time to gather her allies for the road ahead. I still haven't had one bite of Namikas. I forgot how she pronounced it. Food thanks to Papa's nonsense, so I'm going back to finish my plate before I head out. I've otherwise asked everyone to meet at the Ford Caverns. Come and join us after you've had a moment to recover, eh? See, another nod to you can go do the role quest now. Damn it, Papa. Alright, let's head out and we'll port down to the docks. The cabins on the docks, even just to be a little more specific. Put my fan on higher today because it was super hot there yesterday. It's still like 90 degrees outside, but a higher fan on means I've got anime hair wisps all the damn time. Wait your companions to continue with the rite of succession. Yeah, see, it even like asks you to keep going. It gives you 2 different points right now to do the role quest. That's such a heavy, like, shoulder jab. Like I said, we're gonna probably get through the first trial, which will probably give us another, like, rest point, and then I'll weave in some role quest to the MSQ journey. So we'll jump back on the MSQ train now, and then we'll keep going. We didn't go back and get the keystone for the Rite of Pots yet. So we have to go back there anyway. Hello. Hello. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Is that it? You're all set to go? I left the hours prepared to travel in search of work, so I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fontaine. Yeah. So we depart for Earthenshire then.
A word before you go.
It's Crafter Catman. Wook Evu, what are you doing here?
Ah, I spend my days correcting manners, and here I am perpetrating the grave offenses of delaying the third promise's departure. Please take up your axe and rend my flesh into taco meat.
Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me.
All right then, won't let it bother me either.
So silly. What's all that about? They don't know.
I come to the city to purchase supplies when I spotted your entourage getting ready to leave. You seek the city of gold, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. It's the final step in the rite of succession. If you know anything about the subject, I'd love to hear it.
Allow me to be of service. As you know, legends of the Golden City have been passed down in Tyrol for 1,000 years. Yet, when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest that it is more unassuming and owes the name to fabulous treasures hidden in its heart. Every telling, however, has a common thread. Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to court death. I must implore you to proceed with the utmost care. This is all I wish to say. I shall pray for your safe journey.
Thank you, Wookiee-Voo. As he spins on his heels and leaves. What are we to make of this cautionary tales? If every expedition has ended in tragedy, then how did the Dawn Servant find the city and return without incident? Seems the legend originated with the Yokhui. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. A lead we shall follow in time, but first, let us see Fontaine safely to the Moblin's care. And get the keystone. Yeah. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. No? No, ba-dum, bum? Meanwhile, in Kozamayuka. Okay. Zoology, what's up?
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected. Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the Resilient Sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
Those who prove useful will have all the land they desire.
You can't just promise all this dukeship to people before you even have the power to do so. That's some big false promise bait. Gross. Gross, 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 gross.
Such generous words, yet the manner in which he speaks them.
Uh-huh.
If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
What do you think? It's got big tyrant energy.
Step aside.
Uh-oh.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
Do not be foolish, Bakul Jaja.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones.
Ugh.
And besides, it's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head.
Okay, that's headist.
The Dawn Servant may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth. Only a two-head is fit to rule. Only we are worthy. Draw your weapon. Face me in battle and learn your place.
Dude, is Bakul about to get laid out right now? That would be hilarious.
A moment, first promise.
Come on.
Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
Mm-hmm. Is it gonna show us?
Too scared to make the first move? Then allow me!
That's quite the punch. Right to the solar plexus. And his lizard guts.
But he's just a runt.
My thanks for your restraint.
He got one punch man.
I can
Literally.
kill him whenever I please.
Your part in this is far from over.
Yeah, it makes sense. We're back. And you brought with us a willing potsworn. This is Fontaine, a talented goldsmith who once worked at Ethstahamiz Aesthetics in Ul'dah. Wonderful, impressive. You're the first to return, Third Promise. With an artisan from across the salt, no less. We welcome you and your unique skills to Earthenshire. Helphand will show you to the Workpot. This is it then. I look forward to hearing you proclaimed Dawn Servant. Thank you, Fontaine. I will be sure not to disappoint you. We'll see about that. We'll see. The turning animation in this game is still a little goofy. You have met the requirements of the Feat of Pots. Redrock presents your keystone with joy, smiles, and well-wishings. Is blue. Splunk. MX3. Mr. Conk! More potsworn candidates? Come, tell Red to rock your tales. Another feat accomplished, another keystone acquired. Oh, you are doing well. I'm expecting nothing less of Zoralja's esteemed siblings. Your cleverness in particular is most admirable, Second Promise. We must have you apply that Shalian knowledge you so cherish and arm Tyrell with weapons of Magitech design. In your role as the new Dawn Servant's chief advisor, of course. Gross. The tools of war hold no interest of me. The tools of war hold no interest for me. I wish only to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice before testing our strength once Tuliyollal is known for its advanced technology. As for... just as the Garlean Empire was deterred from invading Sharlayan. That may well be true, but how long will it take Tuliyollal to progress to this advanced state? How many years? With a collective commitment to education and hard work, it should not take so very...
Your way is too slow. Easier to expand our territory and swallow Sharlayan whole.
Conquer other nations through force of arms, and you're looking at a future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire.
Then we keep fighting until The mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons until all have grown tired of loss.
Yikes. How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you propose is mockery of peace. Bedrockers reminded of days long ago. In the time before Tuliolo, where there was no pot packs for the potsworn, it was normal to grab snatch artisans and force them to work for mobbies. Until the day Gulool arrived, the families of the grab snatched pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Mobbies are not war-make people. We feared death had come for us, but Gulool just wanted to talk. Oh, flashback. Ah. Be at ease. We are here to trade words, not blows. It's our first voice of reason interaction at all. Just no dialogue, just, well, text dialogue, not spoken. The gold work crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. The goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit is devoid of luster. Compare that to how the works of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations and they shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true? And so began the custom of good living. Happy potsworn make good works, and good works make mobbies happy. Gulool words are wise. Joy smiles did indeed bring fine craft and much jingle shine. So the head of reason was behind the forging of pot packs. Yes, reason and clever thing change mobbies' way of life. The first promise tires of your talk of olden days. You'd rather look to the future and the next feat. That chameleon smile face is so gross. Should be getting on as well. The cool Jaja never did come back, did he? Oh. Do you have a moment, third promise? Rock would repay you for help handing with Kahe. He brings a tale of the Golden City. Okay. Really? I'd love to hear it. The towers, the streets, all fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, and everyone in between. They live in golden happiness, a city of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds. Everything fashioned from gold, eh? Just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I'd like to visit. It sounds dreadful. Excuse me, Rock, where did you hear that particular tale? From our longtime Yokoi friends. They live up the mountains in Yorkopacha. The giants again. Seems everything is pointing us their way. This feat, and everything leading up to it, has taught me much about the Moblin way of life. It'll be sad to leave Earthenshire and your joy smiles behind. Whack, 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 whack. Whack, 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 whack. Whack, 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 whack. They're weird dancing. The stories described a place of boundless happiness, but are also rife with dire warnings of seekers who do not return. What are we to make of this? Almost like they're all probably not fully true. The Head of Reason in Red Rock's story sounds so different from the Head of Resolve. They share the same body. Their personalities are wholly distinct. It unsettles me that Geralja is even a claimant in the first place. Surely his father cannot condone his violent ambitions. These tales raise many questions. Let us hope the giants have answers. Right. We should go and see the giants next. Agreed. Golden mysteries notwithstanding, their village is featured prominently in the saga and is not to be ignored. The Urkapacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there's a road which leads up into the mountains. Let's find that first. Holy side quests, Batman. My God. The side quests. UFO. The side quests are crazy, though. We head up to the west through the mountain, I see. Well, we will do just that. Onward we go. We're to meet the Yukhoi at last. Yukhoi, probably. This road will take us through the mountains to the Urkapacha Highlands, an exhausting route, perhaps, but a straightforward one. One day we're sailing up rivers, the next we're hiking up mountains. Oops. The Highlands, where the Lay of Proof took place, that being Gulool Jaja's encounter with the Yukhoi. But 'tis also a stage for the Lay of Ice, where heroes fought the monstrous Valagarmanda. I'm curious to know what the right will demand of us there. I mean, yes, the trial's at 93-ish, somewhere in that realm, so we're almost there. Almost there. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like the trail is going to get steep from here on in. Hope everyone is ready for some climbing. That promise! I'm glad I caught you. Bedrock asked me to bring you back to the village. She says there's something she forgot to give you. Huh? Something other than the keystone? Yes, an item of great importance, and so I was told. It shouldn't take long if you would follow me, please. Or please follow me, whatever. Same intention. I wonder what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. Uh-huh. Something to bring to the giants, maybe? Just wait here. That man seemed familiar somehow, but I just can't place him. I'm eager to continue to the Highlands and meet the Yukhoi face to face. We've heard so much about them, I'm not entirely sure what to expect. Was that man... That wasn't the one that left. Was that a brigand? He had rather interesting hair for a Hayur, or should I say Tanawata? In any case, strange that I never noticed him while we were in Earthenshire. Yeah, I think that was a bandit. Let me look, Lamont. She's probably eating sweets behind our back and forgot to pay the shopkeeper or something equally careless. Well, we'll find out in a moment, I suppose. This is taking quite a while. Just keep waiting for now, I suppose. You'd actually just wait. Perhaps there were complications? Well, let's wait a little longer. Quick wait that time. Oh, is nighttime. We were just standing here on the road. This is getting a little ridiculous. Did she get lost on the way back to find us? But how? There's only the one road. I wouldn't underestimate Wooklamot's sense of direction, or lack thereof. Fortunately, she has a link pearl. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy was a brigand. She's not responding? Perhaps we should all return to Earthenshire. 'Twas Redderock who had business with her, yes? Mm-hmm. Just walk back down the 100-foot road. I could port back in, I guess, but it's right there. Yeah, I think that was not someone from this place. I imagine. We're gonna get there and Wooklamot's not gonna be there. Although I'm not entirely sure she's easily duped and subdued, though. So we will see. I pray not untoward has befallen the third promise. Something's not right. I can feel it. She doesn't seem to be here. Wooklamot was just being her usual impulsive self, but now I'm not so certain. Yep. Piff-a-conk, back so soon? You've come looking for Wooklamot. Did you not send someone to fetch her? Redderock did not. Neither has she seen the third promise since you were last here. Yep. Then who was that man who came for her? Hello? Oh, I thought you had left already. Where is Lamati? She is not with you. You don't know where she is? How could you let this happen? That thou shouldn't worry, for thy sister is understandable. Oh, that thou shouldest worry, for thy sister is understandable. Yet rather than assign blame, thine energies are better spent on locating her. I'll help you search. This is not how I'd wish a fellow claimant to lose the contest, my sister least of all. In that case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. Okay. They and I should work together at least to better facilitate communication between our groups. Alright. The rest of us will split up. Report in should you find anything. The only thing I can only think of it was just the bandits, since we knew they were here, but we haven't interacted with them yet. So we're going to get some like bandit side plot now. We'll be on our way as well. All right, keep in touch. So many nods. So many nods. All of the nods. Come, we should begin our search. More nods. Oh, that was it? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Huh. This is most worrisome. If Redderock hears anything, she will let you know. Yeah, that's gonna be... What is this? Like, how did they capture her or subdue her or whatever? Because again, she's not the easiest. Some catnip or something? What happened? Alrighty then. Quest number 26. Lost Promise. Koana is anxious to begin the search for Wooklamot. The If Lamati was returning to Earthenshire from the west, then he should have passed through here. Except Rhetorok swears she didn't see her. In any case, 'tis entirely possible that Lamati never made it back to the village at all. The only way to be certain is to ask the sentry stationed at the opposite entrance. Indeed. What do we got here? If the guard did not see Lamati, then we can be fairly sure she's not in Earthenshire. She's not one to pass without notice. Of course, the third promise. Nobby has been standing at this post with diligent eyes watching. He has seen no claimants pass this way. What of the Tonawata with brightly colored hair? Nobby knows something of this one. He hears tongue flaps about a Pelu peddler in Many Fires who was attacked by a crazy-haired bandit on the road. A bandit, you say? Thank you. You've been most helpful. My sister's clearly not here. Well, I wish it were otherwise. We must consider the possibility that the Tonawatan messenger and the brigand described by the sentry are one and the same, and that Lamati is in very real danger. Come, let us hurry to Many Fires. I'd like a word with this peddler, should they still be around. All right, I'll race you. You run across the entire riverbank delta, and I'm just gonna go like, bloop. Here, this is the merchant who ran afoul of the bandit. Okay. Was there something I could help you with? I'm told you were the victim of the bandit attack. Could you recount exactly what happened? My goodness, I thought I'd recognize you. I'll tell you everything. I remember, second promise. It was that scoundrel Wakesa. Wakesa. Wario! Wakesa, who ambushed me. You know the name of your attacker? There's no mistaking that hair. All my peddler friends have stories of that notorious bandit leader and his predations. Wakesa and his gang will stoop to any low for the sake of a few pel. And with no fresh quarry coming up the broken stairs, they've had to become more creative. Little wonder he went after Lamati. He likely thinks for a ransom to ransom her for a royal sum. I expect he'll soon make his demands, but I don't intend to wait. We'll find the villain first and deliver his deserved payment in person. Brain broke. What say you to a small deception? I will assume the role of a well-to-do merchant to lure Wakesa out of hiding. Then, when he comes sniffing about, we catch the rat by the tail. Okay. An excellent plan. I just have the right garments for your disguise. Especially at especially discounted price, of course. A brush with bandits hasn't dampened your mercantile spirit, I see. Very well. I accept your generous deal. They're invisible, though, by the way. They're invisible? No, they're invisible. Oh, okay. It's a poncho. This is the poncho. Very good. Big poncho energy. Now we lay the bait. I will precede you into Many Fires to make my presence known. You follow on behind, boasting to those along the way how you paid me a hefty purse in exchange for a rare gemstone or some such. If Wakesa is as coin-hungry as they say, then a recently enriched peddler should be an irresistible mark. We let him strike, and then we spring our trap. And then you blast him in the face, because you're a machinist. Sure, I guess. Oh no, a bandit! Kablow! Time Time to play our parts. Follow me. I always move ever so slightly slower than the player. All right, we'll toggle walk. Oh. There. The Gibral fellow. Share with him how happy your imaginary deal with me has made you. Once you put on an appropriate display, we continue to our next performance.
What I can do for you, friend?
Play the role of a happy collector. Hit him with the happy. Hit him with the happy. That doesn't make you any... Using a hand fan, even if you use like a hand fan like this, actually doesn't really cool you down very much because you're moving your arm in such a way that it actually generates heat inside your body. You need to use something that doesn't actually require you to move very much. I know it's a look. We're in the middle of this temperate forest.
A rare gemstone from that Helphand merchant, you say? I envy the profit he must have made from such a sale. Since the stairs were destroyed, I have not been able to peddle good at my usual haunts.
Good start. I would make certain Wabakesa is aware of me. Let's continue. There's supposed to be some new, like, range thing for being escorted by NPCs, but I guess it only has certain ones. That mob over there looks amenable to conversation. Stage is yours. Of course. What can Mobby do for you? Hit him with the happy. Turned his back on me. He is not interested at all. I've been had, bamboozled, hoodwinked. Of course, that Zara sold you a sparklestone for your collection? Well, that explains your giant joy smiles. Mobby is happy for your happiness. Mobby is also jealous of the merchant and all the jingle shine he must have made. That should be enough, but perhaps one last act to drive it home. Like, how is the bandit... How are they hearing or seeing... Whatever. This is a silly quest. Just so you have something to do with Koana. This is all just world building. And the twist somewhere in like the 95 to 97 range of the expansion is going to go crazy. You see that cheerful Pelu? Tell him the tale of your precious gemstone. The man will be done with this part of the charade. Nice to see a smiling face. Care to share the reason for it? I've heard nothing but mumblings and grumblings since that storm passed through. And with the happy. A passing peddler had the very gemstone you sought for your collection. That is a stroke of luck. I'd wager the merchant was just as pleased to fill his pockets with your grateful coin, eh? Oh. Well, I'm inspired to go and earn some pel of my own. Who knows? Maybe opportunity will find me, even as it found you. Goodbye. Oh. Ah, my most valued customer. The profit from that single purchase of yours should see me through weeks of idle leisure. Traveling with such a fat purse and no sell swords is a tempting fate, so I shall make Earthenshire my last stop and then return forthwith to Tuliolo. Tuliolo. Why the bandits gotta have like neon hair? Did you see? The rat has come for a nibble. Not very secretive, huh? played your part to perfection, a man of many talents, just as Thancred and Urianger described. Now let us lure Wawakesa out and spring our trap. We shall do just that. It's such a crazy sounder whenever you finish a quest. So it's like really over the top, the big horns and everything, and all you do is like walk back and forth and talk to some NPCs. Just like actually, it kind of sounds like the Metroid jingle. Or Super Metroid. Does anyone else hear that, or just me? Anyway, we will continue with quest number 27, A Brother's Duty. Koana wishes to execute the final stage of his plan. Let us execute the final stage of the plan. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I get, yeah. Oh man. That got me good, that got me good. I will set out towards Earthenshire alone and unarmed to better sell the act of a defenseless merchant. Assuming Wawakesa is watching, he will likely wait for some quiet stretch of the road before accosting me. I'll be relying on you to follow closely behind, remaining hidden until the time comes to spring the trap on our bandit king. Just a reminder, you need him alive. Wawakesa will tell us what he's done with Lamati. Just absolutely silly, man. We will wait by the Wouder. So obviously a ploy. Like, come on. How dingus are these bandits, though, for real? These bandits are quite dingus. Like, how would you do? Anyone would see me. It's so dumb. Whoa! Right to the axe, huh? I hear business has been good to you, Master Merchant. How about you share some of the profits? And by some, I mean every coin you have. What shield is that? I mean, just stand there. So silly. You're that gemstone collector. Oh, I see what this is. We've been tricked. Spit in your eye. Men, kill these Vidral. Slippery vermin. I'll have to interrogate his underlings instead. If you'd be so kind, pray leave them capable of speech. They're about to get glare forward real hard. Kablamo. He's too strong. Get glare forward. I'm hoping to talk to you with your boss, but I suppose Yuthir will have to do. Wait, that's a second promise. What do you want with us? Think I'm scared of your fancy title? I take your royal ears as a trophy as soon as I get free of these ropes. They're all the same voice. I know your gang is behind my sister's abduction. Tell me where she is. Wow. Eat pack of shit, salt lover. You'll get no answers from us. That's right, we don't serve you. Do not play games with me. Where is Wuklamat? Oh. Is that enough to really? I am fast losing my patience. Talk now or die. The choice is yours. Well, we were hired to nab the third promise, that's all. We don't know where they took her. Hired by whom? We weren't told that either. Only Wawakasa knows. He's the one who took the job. Well, it seems we needed their leader after all. Once I've arranged for the Lands Guard to take custody of these criminals, I'll call on Fankard and his tracking skills, but perhaps you could pursue Wawakasa, Kesa, in the meantime. The bandit was running in an easterly direction. Should you locate him, I suggest you shadow him rather than force confrontation. He might lead us to where Lamati is being held. Boom, ba-dibba-dome, ba-dibba-dome, boom, boom. Go after Wawakasa. I'll watch these miscreants until we take him to Landsguard custody. Okay. We ride east. And by ride, I mean get carried by a ferry. That's my mount. You see. Little vantage point action. It's so rainy right now. Good God. There he goes. Follow Wawakasa from a distance. The object will end. Oh, the objective will end in failure if you are noticed or fall too far behind. Oh, this is the new thing they put in. Yeah. Should your quarry begin displaying the effect shown in the picture, you will be discovered when he turns around. To avoid detection at these times, make use of cover such as rocks and trees. The objective will also end in failure if you follow too closely. Keep your quarry in sight, but avoid stepping into the detection circle. Should you fail to complete the objective, you may try again by returning to the designated location. Okay, this is new. Oh. It'd be kind of funny they made us like jump in the water to avoid detection. Another player being here at the same time is kind of cute. It makes it look like we're both tracking him. Schweeb. We're both desynced slightly. Like their NPC, I think, is a little bit ahead of ours. Huh? We do be chasing. On foot. Ever so slowly. Should be safe enough now. Oh, that only shows if you get that close. That's kind of fun. He said to meet him in front of the hideout. Where's that damn Hobbigo? Hubigo. So it's a... Oh, the Amalja. Oh, not Amalja, the lizard folks. I forgot their other name. They have 3 different clan names. Finally, my money, give it to me now. The Landsguard may be hunting us already. Calm yourself. We had our own troubles finding a suitable hideaway. Right. We're finished. Take your prize and leave me out of the rest. Such hostility. You were hurting for coin and I offered you gainful employment out of the kindness of my heart. Kindness? You brought a blackened tempest upon us. Well, look, I could tell that man was a killer, a butcher, a salted devil in the flesh. Oh, spare me your fearful bleeding. Go on. Scamper away now before the scary mercenary comes to claim your head. What the hell? Koana told me the news. You found the abductor then. What situation? And you think the bandits were hired by this Hobbigo? Hubigo? All right, new strategy. Forget Wawakesa and stay on the Mamulja. Yeah, the Mamulja's tail. We don't want to endanger the third promise, so keep your distance until we're certain they have her. I'll catch up to you as soon as I'm able. All right, Thancred. Okie dokie, Thancred. Follow from a safe distance. I don't know if I need to go super wide. They just mount it up. Big tree. This guy's not even turning around at all. Oh. Finally did. Dock Tumu. Going to a new little location here. One last precaution just in case. Oh, it's where you get the dock to go upriver. Or downriver, I guess, at that point. It's the weird manatee thing that somehow pulls the boat. Huh. Oh.
Better late than never.
Suddenly voiced. Hello, Thancred.
That Marmorja. He's the one who kidnapped Workpot.
Indeed.
So we're still unsure. If we can follow him a bit longer, confirm his connection to the abductors.
Oh.
That will complicate matters.
Confound it!
If I set out now, I can trail them along the riverbank.
Do it!
Even if it costs you the contest.
What worth is the throne if I lose my sister to win it?
Very well then. I'll send word when I locate her. Till then, I suggest you save your strength. A rescue attempt could turn ugly.
That Hubigo just now. I swear I've seen him with Bakul Jaja.
Yep. The one with the feathery thing on the back of his head. Yep.
Knowing the way that monster works, he probably hired bandits to kidnap her so he could steal her keystones. But even alone, my sister is more than a match for a gang of untrained ruffians. She must have been ambushed or deceived. Gah! I should have been there! If those bastards have hurt her!
He doesn't need to calm down. Be patient, trust in Thancred. I thought you were the cool-headed one. No, just trust in Thancred. He's very good at what he does. We need to patronize him. He's upset, obviously.
I do trust him, but... Forgive me. Snapping at you won't get my sister back. I'm afraid I've always been like this when it comes to Lamachi. The thought of her being in danger sends me into a panic. But isn't that how families should be?
Yeah, kinda.
These days, Turali Mikote live however they please. But the clan into which I was born kept to the nomadic traditions of our ancestors. They herded their own neck across the plains, always moving with the seasons. During one such migration, my birth parents left me behind. A child. All alone. Without a single word of explanation. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliyolal's market. And that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me.
Alright.
I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her.
Okay.
So, as you might now understand, I will stop at nothing to rescue her. While we await word from Thancred, I suggest we prepare ourselves to travel downriver. You have a boat, yes?
We did.
Why release the Panity if not to delay pursuit? If we were unsure of their guilt before, then this surely proves it.
Yeah, it's just punity instead of manatee. Punity.
Before we act, however, let us regroup with your comrades. Would you mind making the call?
That's fine. Just standing here in the rain.
Understood. We'll meet you at many fires.
All right, Alphino. This is quite the sudden divergent quest line compared to where I thought everything was going, which is, you know, it's the point. But definitely very sudden. Very sudden. I may have put rescuing Lamachi ahead of my own progress, but do not take that to mean I've given up on the contest. You understand how important she is to me, but regardless of how close we were, I would have made the same choice. After all, if I'm incapable of saving my sister while also winning the throne, I am not fit to inherit our father's heavy mantle. That's fair. That's a fair thing to say. But I think that'll do it for this chunk. Gonna leave you here for the next chapter. We'll keep following this thread, though. I'm sure we'll hear from Thancred shortly. So thank you for watching. If you've been watching live or if you've been watching on the YouTube archive, there's so much more if you want to watch other Final Fantasy XIV stuff or Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Remake or 7 Rebirth. I have lots and lots and lots of RPG and action RPG stuff, like all the Dark Souls and Elden Ring. The current series right now running in tandem with this one is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. So just lots and lots of things if you would like to partake. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Huh.